Hello and welcome to this tutorial. My name is Matt from JustExcelTutorials.com, and today we will be performing the infamous and popular Vlookup function. But before I get started with this tutorial, I want to let you know that you can find more informative tutorials like this one on my website and some very helpful Excel quick guides to reference for your Excel learning. We also have listed books that we recommend that are totally awesome. So check us out at www.justexceltutorials.com. Okay, let's get started with this tutorial. Within this Excel spreadsheet or worksheet that is shown on your screen, I have created a short example list of the number of games our imaginary character, named Mike, has sold for his employer. However, his sales are only listed by item number, and Mike's manager wants to calculate how much commission he owes Mike for the games he has sold. Okay, so we have the item number of the games Mike has sold, and we have the quantity of each of the item numbers he has sold in columns B and C. Now we want to bring in the game description, the commission rate. We want to subtotal it to get a grand total for how much Mike's manager owes him. Now the table that we are going to reference is this commission rate table on the right hand side. Now this is listed by item number and then game description and the commission rate. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in the game description for Mike's manager so he can reference and see what item number corresponds to which of the games. We're going to bring the game description over from the commission rates table. And we're going to do that with Vlookup. We're going to enter equals and then start writing out our Vlookup formula. So V, L, and you can see Excel auto-populated the Vlookup. I can either continue to write out the formula or I can hit the tab and Excel is going to auto-populate that formula into my cell. So I'm just going to hit the tab, and as you can see, Excel's telling me what I need next, which is the lookup value. The lookup value is this item number. So I'm going to go ahead and just click into that cell, corresponds with this row, and in order to close out that lookup value, enter or key in a comma, and it goes on to the next variable in the formula, which is the table array or the range that you want to bring in. So basically the table array is going to be I7 through J16. Now you want this to be absolute. You don't want this range to change. You don't want it to move down as you move down. So in order to do this, let's just press F4, and as you can see in our formula, it put in these number signs which indicate in the formula that it's an absolute range, meaning that the range will not change as you copy down your formula to each line. I'll explain a little bit later, but in order to close out this table array, now first of all, we're referencing column I over here, column I 7 through 16, but we're wanting to bring in the game description, so that's why we made our range or table array with these two columns and all the rows. So this number is going to correspond with this number if it's true, and bringing over column J into our game description in column D. So in order to close out this table array, we're going to hit comma, excuse me. We're going to specify which column we want to bring in, column 1 or column 2. We're going to specify column 2 in our formula, just key it in, and then hit comma. Now we want to choose true or false. In this case, we're going to choose false, so we can either write it out or we can key down, and then hit tab, and then we want to close out our formula, which is a right parenthesis, and hit enter. As you can see, once we hit enter, the Vlookup formula auto-populated or populated the game description based upon this item number referencing the commission rates table. And so what we're going to do is just grab the fill-in button. So the fill-in button is this little black button on the lower right hand corner of the active cell, and we're just going to click on it, or we're going to click and drag that all the way down to where we want it, and it's going to copy and paste that formula in all of the cells. And as you can see, game E corresponds with 105, so 105 game E. You can double check. 108 corresponds with game H, 108 game H. So as you can see, our formula is working. Now we want to do the same thing for the commission rate. So we're going to enter equal Vlookup, hit tab if you want to auto-populate it. Now we're going to scroll over or reference this same item number or column, B7, in this formula, hit comma. We're going to specify our table array. This time we want to go all 3 columns, so column I through K, and we don't want this table array or this range to change, so we want to hit F4. As you can see, our absolute signs went into the equation. We want to close out the table array, enter comma. Now we want to bring in this third comma in our, this third column in our table array or referencing range, the commission rate, in order to populate our commission rate for column E. Now we're going to specify column 3 because I is 1, J is 2, K is 3. So column 3. Now we're going to hit comma, false, end parentheses, hit enter. It brings in 5. Grab the fill in button, pull it down, populates all of our commission values referencing the item number to this item number to the item number in the commission rates, bringing in the commission rate from column K into our column E where we would like it. Alright, so that is the Vlookup. Now we're going to subtotal each of these in order to come up with the grand total that Mike's manager owes him. So we're going to do a formula here. So equals E7 times the quantity C7, and enter. It brings up $10. So basically it's saying 5 times 2 equals 10, and I want to do that for each of the rows, so I'm just going to click and drag the fill in button all the way down. It's going to bring in my subtotals. Now I want to sum up these subtotals in order to get the grand total. I can go up to this neat tool of auto sum in the top right hand corner of your home tab. So if you click on the home tab, auto sum is going to automatically estimate the range of what Excel thinks you want to auto sum. In this case it's correct, so I'm going to hit enter, and it comes up with our value of $356 that Mike's manager owes him for the commission of selling these games. Well, that concludes my tutorial. Thank you for joining me, and if you want to check out more tutorials, see my website at www.justexceltutorials.com.